What up, everybody? Pauper MTG with Dan and Rob coming back at you with a sweet new 1,000 subscriber deck. This is our first video set with 1,000 subscribers, and yes, I'm going to keep rubbing that in your face.
I said it would never happen.
That's right.
And look at him now.
And look at him now. We're going to play some mono-white Metalcraft. Much like our mono-blue Metalcraft deck, this is not Affinity.
There are no cards in this deck that have Affinity, to my knowledge.
For artifacts, anyway.
There you go.
Not Affinity, okay? We're not frauds. At least not in that way.
Yeah.
Starting off the land, we got 4 Ancient Dens, not Affinity. It's a it's a white artifact land, and it's good.
Yeah, it's a plains, but it's an artifact, so it contributes to your Metalcraft.
Yeah, triggers to your Metalcraft.
Actually, this is the only land in the deck that doesn't contribute to the card that we have Affinity. So
right, yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. And then we got like 16 plains.
Boom.
With the M12 ones.
Actually, this is a sort of a hodgepodge. I'm sure we're going to get hated
no.
on this. I don't even have matching Court Homunculuses in
God,
this deck,
is... What are we doing with our lives?
I don't know. I just don't go to bots and buy planes. I'm
I guess.
sorry.
You know, if we had more money, maybe we could afford the right planes.
Moving on!
We got 4 Ardent Recruits. It's a 1/1 for 1. It's got Metalcraft, gets +2/+2. So as early as like turn 2, I guess, once you're swinging into those guys, could be like a 3/3.
Yeah, if you get the nut draw, you can. This guy could be a turn 1 fucking 3/3 for 1.
Right.
It seems crazy good to me.
Yep. What's not to love?
And plus, this guy's really cheap on Marlin bots.
Yeah. He's white. He's a weenie. He has Metalcraft. He's going in the deck. We got 4 Court Homunculus. It gets +1/+1 as long as you control an artifact. This is also an artifact himself. So he went like turn 1 Ancient Den, Ardent Recruit, turn 2 Court Homunculus, and like some other 1-mana drop artifact.
2 Court Homunculus?
2 Court Homunculus. They trigger off each other. And then you're beaten in for 3 on turn 2, and then 7 on turn 3. That's pretty nuts.
2/2 for fucking 1 mana. I mean, come on, that's insane by itself. That makes Ardent Recruit like amazing, right? A 3/3 for 1. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Amazing.
Good.
Just amazing. Then we got 4 Thraben Inspectors. This is, as we've highlighted in the past, an amazing card. It's a 1/2 for 1. When it enters the battlefield, you investigate, which means you get a colorless clue artifact token that just has pay 2 to sacrifice it to draw a card. So this is a body that eats unflipped delvers all day.
Contributes to Metalcraft.
Contributes to Metalcraft.
Works well with Kor Skyfisher.
Cantrips. It's not dead draw late game.
No, this guy's awesome. I love him.
Yep. We got 4 Bonesplitters. It's a 1 mana cost artifact. Equip it for 1. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Turns Ardent Recruit into a 5/3, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah, Bonesplitter's insane, and like if you play Squadron Hawk, like it just makes everything tangle with Delver Secrets. It's just a really, really solid card.
What's not to love? Then we got 1 Relic of Progenitus. This is our main deck Silver Bullet. Against the decks, we want.
It's either this or Bonesaw. Okay.
This hoses like so many decks now, and if we just drop this on turn 1, a lot of people will scoop to it. Which I guess doesn't make for an exciting match, but, you know, whatever.
There you go.
Yeah. Moving on to the 2-drops, we've got Auriok Sunchaser. It's a 1/1 for 2. Has Metalcraft, gets +2/+2, and has Flying. So it's a Flying Ardent Recruit.
3/3 for 2 mana with Flying.
Yep.
That's pretty dang good.
That's pretty dang good. We got 4 Journey to Nowhere. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When it leaves the battlefield, you return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. This is probably one of the more reliable white removal. I mean, white doesn't really have that great of removal these days.
I mean, this is a card that can deal with things that otherwise would be a real problem for this deck, such as like Stinkweed Imp or what have you.
Yep.
But so we got Journey in there for that, as well as the main deck Relic.
Suck it, Stinkweed Imp. You're staying exiled.
Yeah, there you go.
We got Kor Skyfisher. When it enters the battlefield, return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. You pick up that Thraben Inspector and you put it right down for another clue. It's a 2/3 for Flying, which is really annoying for some decks because
the 3 toughness body is like ridiculous.
Yeah,
this card is everything and a bag of chips, Stan. Although in this deck, Skyfisher doesn't quite shine as much as it would.
It doesn't. There's not a lot we can really play with on here.
Yeah, mostly it's the Cogworker's Puzzleknot and the Thraben Inspector.
Yep.
But still, I mean, sometimes if you're stuck on 2 mana, you can just play this guy and replay your land and do another 1-drop play or equip a Bonesplitter to it or what have you. So I think it's a worthy include, though it's not the best in this deck.
Yeah. We got 4 Squadron Hawk, 1/1 with flying for 2, and enters the battlefield. You search for up to 3 cards named Squadron Hawk, reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle your library. This gives you a steady stream of flying Bonesplitter wielding birds. What's not to love about that? Thins out your deck, gives you a constant stream of creatures to die to whatever...
Electricity.
Yeah, or whatever the hell they're playing, you know.
Can hold a big axe.
Yep, that's all it needs. It's got 2 claws and a beak. We're not running the OP Soul Warden combo with this, though, where you play Soul Warden first and you play this.
Oh shit, I didn't even think of that. Fuck.
You just keep gaining life off of it. It's OP, man.
Squadron Hawk and Soul Warden, best combo in Pauper.
Yep.
That's our next deck.
Yep. We got 4 Cogworker's Puzzleknot. When it enters the battlefield, you make a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token, and you can pay 2 to sacrifice it to make yet another 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. So if you go turn 1 Ancient Den Ardent Recruit into turn 2 Cogworker Puzzleknot, you activate that bad boy and just send him flying in. This contributes 2 to Metalcraft and a 1/1 body. Really not much to hate about this.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to create 2/3 of a Metalcraft is like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why that's in there.
We love it. Then we got 3 Razor Golem. This has affinity for planes.
Planes?
It's not affinity. This is a different affinity, and it's 3/4 with vigilance for 6, or potentially 0, depending on how many planes we have. It attacks, it blocks, it's potentially really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, you can turn 3 this guy. I mean, and a 3/4 body of vigilance isn't the worst thing ever.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Onto the sideboard, we got 4 Circle of Protection green. Next time a green source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, you prevent that damage for only 1 mana. It comes in against like Hexproof, Infect, if anyone's still playing that. You know what? I haven't seen Infect in a long ass time.
With the release of Burning Tree Emissary, we've been seeing a lot of mono green aggro decks. So that would come in against that as well. And Hexproof, this thing doesn't target. You just get to choose the source of your choice, so it gets around the Hexproof. And if Hexproof can't hit you with its 2020 lifelink trampler, then, I mean, it's already game over.
That's right, yep. Then we got Circle Protection red. This pretty much blanks burn.
Yeah, I really like the sideboard of this deck. Just everything is a total silver bullet.
Right. It's like, our cards may not be good, but our sideboard is. I don't know.
There you go.
Yep. We got 2 Holy Light, non-white creatures, get -1/-1 until end of turn.
This is the one that I'm not really sure of, ironically, though it was the most expensive.
Yep.
Namely because most of the token decks are going to be mono-white, so...
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, it could be good against, like, fairies, if that's becoming a thing again. Stuff like that.
It's got a nice picture of, like, a guy with a big butt next to a pillar of salt.
Should have just called this card White Supremacy. Oh... Anyway, we got Dust to Dust. For 3 mana, you exile 2 target artifacts.
Oh my god.
You know, you're on the play versus affinity, and you just exile both their lands.
Situationally better than Ancient Grudge.
Correct. Very correct. And also, we can play it and not Ancient Grudge, so...
That's true.
Yep.
In this situation, it's always going to be there.
Yep. We never want Ancient Grudge in our hand. We usually want Dust to Dust in our hand.
See in the top, though, we were considering.
Yep. And we got 2 more Relic of Progenitus, just in case the first one fails to fulfill its duties. So that's the mono-white Metalcraft, white weenie surprise. What do you think, Rob?
I think this deck looks pretty good.
All right, well, we'll find out in matches. See you then.